Hi, and welcome to this episode of BigYLocalLove. We're Big Y's registered dietitians. I'm Andrea.
I'm Carrie.
And I'm Brian, Big Y's coffee buyer.
And we're here in Plainville, Connecticut at Sun Coffee Roasters.
You guys tried the coffee yet?
It's delicious.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hi Keith, how are you?
Great, great. We're so happy to have you here.
Well, we're big coffee lovers. We can't wait to learn more about your brand.
We'll give you a tour. You see the production end of it. Talk a little bit about the farmers, which is really what we focus on here.
So tell us a little bit about the history of Sun Coffee Roasters.
Well, the concept started in 2005. We launched in 2010 here in Plainville. In 2005, I had found some invoices in my prior company from 1947 and 1948. And the price of those invoices were virtually the same as the coffee that we were buying in 2005. And at that point, made a decision that really wanted to work with coffee farmers to provide living wages, education for their children, and rainforest preservation.
That's great.
So important.
So you work with coffee farmers around the world. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, we engage with 14 countries, primarily Central South America, Eastern Africa, and Indonesia. All the coffee farmers that we engage with are micro farmers, which is a hectare of property. They produce about 2,000 pounds a year of coffee. And we work with them to provide business models where they can actually make a living growing coffee as opposed to losing money year after year like they have been for the last 100+ years.
All right. So Keith, your coffee is Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance certified too, correct?
Yes, it is. All the coffees that we work with at Big Y are both Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance certified. And Fair Trade is a great organization, but we go beyond that. What we do is we engage with many colleges around the country. We have interns that create pro formas to develop real cost structures for farmers. So
Nice.
not only do we engage with a fair trade price, but we pay a premium above that so the farmers actually have a living wage.
So we're really excited to see how everything's made. Can we see the facility?
Let's go get our lab coats on and take a walk in the back.
All right.
Sounds good.
Great.
Good. Wow, that smell.
The smell of this place is amazing.
That's really good.
You get used to it after a while.
After a while,
And
you
when you
know.
go home tonight, you're going to smell like coffee. So,
I hope so.
Keith, what are these bags here?
well, these bags are coffee that has just been roasted and is degassing. In the course of our 16 to 17 minute roast, over 1,400 chemical reactions go on. The last is called oxidation, and that means the carbon dioxide is aggressively coming out of the coffee. What we do is we allow that to happen for about 12 to 14 hours, and then we pack the coffee out. If we did pack the coffee immediately, the bags would actually explode because that's how aggressive the gas is.
And this is the ground coffee?
This is ground
That's
coffee.
already- Okay. Wow, that's a lot of coffee. So Keith, the bags come to you like this, but what happens before that from when they're picked?
So the bags all come in burlap bags, and they're either 150 or 130 pound bags, depending on country of origin. From the time the coffee is harvested, it needs to be depulped because the coffee is a cherry, and the center of the cherry, the pit, is the coffee bean. Once it's been depulped, the coffee goes to a beneficio, which is the finishing agent before the coffee gets exported around the world, and in our case to the east coast of the United States.
Right.
Yeah, and you were saying that the window of time to the beneficio is
From the time of harvest to the time it has to get to the beneficio to be cleaned and dried, there's about a 48-hour window.
Wow.
If the coffee doesn't get there in the 48 hours, fermentation can occur, and that fermentation will ruin the flavor of the coffee. So let's go roast some cafe blend that we offer at Big Y.
Great.
So when Big Y places an order, we pull the coffee from our shelves based on the recipe, like here, our cafe blend, and from this loader, coffee is pushed up to the surge hopper, which then in turn loads the coffee roaster. What happens here is there's a profile for every single roast that we do. Okay. Big Y has their own particular roast profiles. This is the profile here. You start the coffee roast here, and what will happen is the coffee that we dumped in the loader will then load the coffee roaster and begin the process. Go ahead.
Let's do it.
The coffee is roasted for anywhere between 16 and 17 minutes. So once the coffee is finished roasting, we dump into our cooling bin. And the key now is to take that 460-degree coffee and bring it down to room temperature. So in this bin, it has a perforated floor with a large fan that pulls room temperature air through the coffee. So within about 3 minutes of coming out at 400 plus degrees, it's down to room temperature, so it doesn't continue to roast.
And so we see different colored beans. Those are different varieties.
So they're different, yes, they're different origins. So as you saw, the Ethiopian coffee is a denser, smaller bean. It will roast to different colors. The cup itself will be exactly what we want, but because of different sizes and from different parts of the world and potentially different moisture contents, you will see some different colors.
Yeah, you could definitely see the Ethiopian was darker than the other two.
It's denser and smaller, so it will roast slightly darker. From the coffee roaster, we go into our grinder. Coffee is ground at room temperature, which is a water-cooled grinder. And then we allow the coffee to degas for a period of time before we pack it out in our retail packing line. A toast for today, making a great cup of coffee. I want to thank you all for being here and helping us make it.
Thank you. That was so
Thank
much
you.
fun today.
Thank you, sir.
And great coffee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you for having us here. It was a pleasure being here. We've been partnered with you guys since the beginning. We have you in most of our stores, and Big Y is very proud of our local partners, and Sun Coffee Roasters is a great example of that.
I can't tell you how meaningful it's been to us and to the coffee farmers that we partner with. Because of the partnership with Big Y, from the beginning, we've been able to provide living wages for thousands of coffee farmers around the world, build schools for the children of coffee farmers, and preserve thousands of acres of rainforest.
It's great.
It's amazing.
We're very proud of it.
If you enjoyed this episode of Big Y Local Love, make sure you check out the rest of our adventures on BigY.com/locallove and follow Living Well, Eating Smart and Big Y on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.